Do you feel like you're always hungry? Do you have low energy? Do you feel like you keep gaining weight no matter what you do? Well, what if I told you your body had a built-in system that can not only burn fat but give you plenty of energy, maybe reverse some health conditions you've been struggling with, and many, many more things? If you're watching this video, you've probably heard of the ketogenic diet. My name is Victor with Southern Keto, and I have a background in holistic health and nutrition with a focus particularly on keto and low-carb diets. The keto diet's not just another weight loss trend. It's a complete shift in how your body uses energy, uses its own fat for fuel, helps your body heal itself, and today I'm going to break it down in a way that makes complete sense. Now, I've lost over 75 pounds and fixed a ton of health conditions using the keto and low-carb diet, as well as some other strategies that I'll share with you on my channel. Have you seen all these crazy things that may seem too good to be true, like people eating butter and bacon and still losing weight and being in fantastic health? Well, you don't have to go to that extreme in order to be healthy. But there are a few simple rules that you need to follow, and it's not nearly as hard as you think, or as hard as some people make it out to be. This is the first in a series of videos that's going to show you everything you need to know to successfully navigate the keto diet. What to eat, things to look out for, things to be aware of, things that you absolutely don't need that people are trying to sell you to be successful on keto, and maybe a few things that you might need just to make the journey easier. So if you're here to learn about the keto diet and how you can use it to change your life, you're in the right place. Stick around. Before we can talk about the things that you need to do to start the keto diet, we need to touch on first what the keto diet actually is and what it's not. First of all, what it's not is restrictive. A lot of people think you can only eat steaks and salt and drink water, and that's what you have to do to be on keto. A lot of people on the carnivore diet will do that, but that's not what you need to be successful on keto. Basically, the keto diet is going to train your body to use fat for fuel, your own fat for fuel, as well as the fats you eat in your diet. You may have been told that a low-fat diet is the way to go, and that thought has prevailed in our society for many, many years now, and it's simply just not right. So how does your body learn to burn fat for fuel instead of sugars and carbs that you've been used to using for fuel? Well, it's very simple. Your body is already programmed for this. So think of your body like a car, and more specifically like a hybrid car. So normally it runs on gas, but keto flips the switch and gets you to burning the most efficient power possible, which is fat. So when you cut out all your carbs, your body has to use fat for fuel because it has no other choice. This process of using fat for fuel, once your carb level gets low enough, is called ketosis. Basically, the liver produces something called ketones, which comes from fat, and your body uses that for energy instead of using sugar or glycogen, which is stored sugar within your body. So the ketones help your body burn fuel more efficiently, and it provides a stable and reliable energy source. Now, your body's only supposed to have 1 teaspoon of sugar inside the bloodstream at any given time. So what happens when you're eating ounces and ounces and ounces of sugar at a time? Well, that's when your insulin kicks in to lower the blood sugar down, and over time, as your body has to work harder and harder and harder producing insulin to get rid of all that sugar in your blood, your insulin stops working as efficiently, and that's what causes things like diabetes and other illnesses. And some people think that keto is all about eating just bacon and butter, and where would you get that? Because on social media, people are eating sticks of butter. People are eating just steaks, which would work if you can do that, but why would you want to? Why not be able to take control of your health, lose the weight you want to do, and have fun at the same time and have variety while you're doing it? But we can talk about that later. For now, I want to talk about what your macronutrient level should be. And the macronutrients are the fats, the proteins, the carbohydrates that you put into your body. A true keto diet, and what I would recommend that everyone start with, is made up of about 70% fats. And please leave any questions down in the comments, because I'm sure you've probably heard that saturated fats are bad for you, and all the information that's been spewed out by the medical community, the school systems, and others over the years that just aren't true. And it's been proven. But you're going to get fats from things like avocados, from nuts, from fatty cuts of meat. from healthy oils like olive oil, avocado oil, butter, beef tallow, bacon grease, lard, and other healthy fats. So the keto diet is a very high-fat diet at its essence. Now you'll hear people talking about that you should have a lot more meat than that, but in the beginning on the keto diet, I would recommend that everyone do it this way, and then tweak things along the way if you find out that something may work better for you than others. As a general rule, this is going to work the best for most, and it's going to help you start this diet, not feel hungry or deprived while you're doing it. So 70% is going to be fat, and fat just helps keep you full between meals. One concept of the keto diet is that you want to keep your insulin down as much as possible. You don't want insulin spikes from too much blood sugar, and one thing that will cause that is snacking between meals. You want to be able to go from one meal to the next without having snacks in between, and having enough fat will help you do that. Now you're going to want to get about 20% of your total calories from proteins. And you're going to get your protein from things like eggs, meats, poultry, and fish. And if you get the fatty cuts, that's going to help you get your protein and your fats in at the same time. So double bonus. And what we're limiting on the keto diet and what allows your body to go into that fat burning mode is low carbs. You're only going to have 10% or less of your total amount of calories from carbs. And the carbs you mostly want to do, especially in the beginning, are leafy greens and non-starchy vegetables. I'm going to do another video in this series about exactly what types of vegetables you should be eating, which ones you should avoid, but if you will Google low starch vegetables, that'll give you a great start on this diet. But a good start on some of those non-starchy vegetables would be things like cauliflower, would be things like broccoli, spinach, kale, spring mix. Salads are great on this because they do help to get you full. They give you some fiber that you may need despite what you've heard, and it helps to give you some variety. One of our favorite non-starchy vegetables to eat is zucchini, and it helps you get a lot of variety. One of the reasons that the keto diet works so well is that your body goes by what's called oxidative priority. Now it may sound complicated, but all it really means is that your body has an order of priority for the fuels that you put into your body. The first thing that you put into your body that it has to use for energy is alcohol, number one. And the reason for that is because alcohol cannot be stored within the body. Your body has to prioritize getting rid of the alcohol because it considers it a poison. So it has to get rid of that first. So if you don't drink alcohol, you're already one step ahead of a lot of people on the keto diet. If not, just know that your body is going to use that first. The second thing your body is going to use for fuel is protein. So when you eat protein, if you're not drinking alcohol, you know that that's going to be used up next. It'll go into your muscles to help rebuild muscle tissue. And then once your body uses that, it's going to use carbs for fuel. So it's going to use the carbohydrates that you eat. It's going to use the carbohydrates that your body has stored as glycogen. And it's going to use your blood sugar to fuel itself. So for example, when you eat something high in sugar like a candy bar, the reason you crash so fast is because you take that in, your body has to use it very quickly. Which it does because insulin comes in to get rid of all that sugar out of the blood, use it as energy, and then it's gone as fast as possible. That's why you have that crash, because you can eat a lot of sugar, be hyped up, and then very quickly crash. The next thing it uses is fat from your food that you eat. And then once that fat is gone and all of that's used as energy, then it has to start tapping in to your stored body fat that your body has put there for energy. So without carbohydrates, your body is forced to use the fats for fuel. If you're eating too many carbs, your body is just storing that as fat, and that's what you're tapping into from that reserve. Once that reserve is gone, your body is as efficient as it can possibly be. So what are some of the benefits of the keto diet? And some you may know already, and some may be why you're researching this in the first place. But one of the greatest things about the keto diet is being able to lose fat without being constantly hungry, because you're eating so much fat and protein that keeps you sustained between meals. Studies have shown that high-fat diets help control your hunger hormones like ghrelin, which makes it easier to eat a whole lot less without feeling like you're deprived. Ghrelin is released by your cells in the stomach, and that's what lets your brain know when it's time to look for food. When you eat and get full, your stomach stretches a little bit. That stops the input of the ghrelin, and your body knows that it's not hungry anymore until it is. And the protein and fats just help you feel full longer. I'm going to put links down below in the description to a lot of research that I've done on this topic and a lot of studies in case you want to dig a little deeper that you may find interesting. Another great benefit of the keto diet is that you're going to have steady energy. So like I said, the carbs are going to cause blood sugar spikes and crashes, where if you're in ketosis, the ketones provide the energy, and it's a long-lasting energy source produced by your body to give you a fuel because you don't have those carbs. Now, of course, if you're super active, if you're a world-class athlete, we're going to talk about different things. But worldwide now, people are not nearly as active as they used to be. World-class athletes are going to have to adjust this and become a little bit different, but they can still do low carb. But for most of us, what I'm telling you here is going to be really beneficial. You're going to have tons of energy, and you're absolutely going to love it. Another benefit is improved mental clarity and focus. The brain absolutely loves ketones. A lot of people report improved cognitive function and mental clarity when you're in ketosis. This was one of the benefits of ketosis I didn't even realize. I knew every day I was waking up kind of foggy, not quite clear-headed, but my primary reason for starting keto was to lower my blood pressure and get healthy, because the doctor basically told me if I didn't, I was going to die and not be around for my kids and grandkids and myself and my family. But as an unfortunate side effect of that, I lost about 75 pounds, probably much more than that because I stopped weighing after a while. But that brain fog that I had when I woke up first thing in the morning was gone. I was more clear than I've probably been in my entire life. And that's because your brain loves to run off those ketones. And as I've already mentioned, there's a ton of health benefits that can come and a lot of conditions that can be fixed or reversed with a keto diet. And research, a lot of which I'll link down below for you, shows that the keto diet can help reverse epilepsy, reduce inflammation, supports neurological health, weight loss, type 2 diabetes, because it's hard to get sugar in your blood when you're not putting sugar in your mouth. Fatty liver, PCOS, some cancers, autism, Alzheimer's disease. I mean, the list goes on and on and on. People have fixed acne, skin conditions, improved their heart health. I mean, it almost sounds too good to be true, but the research is there showing it isn't. So why doesn't everybody know about this? Well, we've been trained through schools, commercials, big food, big business, and the pharmaceutical companies that there's a different way we should do it. And the way that we're doing it is making us sicker than we've ever been, unhealthier than we've ever been, while at the same time making the big food companies and the pharmaceutical companies the most profits they've ever made. So that's why the whole world is not doing this. Number one, they don't know about it. And it does sound crazy because it goes against everything you're programmed to believe through social media, TV commercials, and the big food and big pharma companies are loving it. The fatter and unhealthier we get, the more their profits go up. So who's going to benefit the most from the keto diet? Well, people that are wanting to lose weight, people that want to fix health conditions, people that need to reduce their cravings because they may be addicted to carbohydrates and sugars, which is exactly what they want you to be. And there's a certain mindset that goes along with the keto diet, and I'll link one of my videos right up here or up here. I'm not sure which side it's going to be on, but I'll link one of the videos about how important your mindset is to be successful on the keto diet up there and down in the description. So are there people that need to modify the keto diet in this 70-20-10 that I was talking about earlier? Well, maybe. As I mentioned, world-class athletes may need to adjust their carbohydrates, because if you're training 10 or 12 hours a day and exerting yourself to the level that's required by that, you're probably going to need some carbohydrates because you're going to burn right through them very, very quickly. But you can do it through something called carb cycling, which I may mention in a different video. For the average person, that is not necessary, and it will be detrimental to success on keto. There's also certain medical conditions that might require a little bit of adjustment. If you have really, really serious medical conditions, you might need to do something closer to a carnivore diet. I mean, there is a broad spectrum within the keto diet itself. It goes all the way from dirty, lazy keto, which is a lot of processed products and junk products, but technically it still works, all the way down to a lion diet, which is basically just meat and salt and water. Most of us fall somewhere in between, and we have to figure out exactly where that is, but this 70% fat, 20% protein, and 10% carbs is going to work for just about everybody. And of course, I'm always here, so leave a comment down there if you have any specifics that I may need to address or help you with. I'd be glad to do that. So now that you know what the keto diet is, the next step is setting yourself up for success. And I always recommend that you start keto slow unless you're one of those people that just needs to jump right in or it's not going to happen. But in the next video, I'm going to show you how to clean out your kitchen, what foods to stock up on to set yourself up for success, what are some of the vegetables you can use, what are the best cuts of meat to use. And of course, I've got a whole channel full of recipes if you need to ease into keto. And a lot of my recipes are taking standard American diet staples and making healthy versions of them to help you be successful on keto and not have to restrict yourself so much like some want you to do. Please let me know if there are any things within this series that you need me to address. I think the next video in this series will be really helpful to help you understand what you can and can't eat. And this is just a beginner's guide. We'll tweak things along the way. I'll help you with it. And I think you'll find I've got a lot of great recipes that'll really help as well. If you want to jump ahead just a little and find out the 7 tips that I give you to succeed on keto, click this video right here, and I'll put a playlist right down here of all my informational videos about keto. Remember, your health is going to happen one forkful at a time, so make sure that forkful is helping you achieve your goals. Thanks so much for watching. I'll see you on the next video.